My name is Emma Miller, and this is the story of how a simple decision changed everything. It started on an ordinary Thursday morning. I woke up late again. My alarm had been ringing for 10 minutes before I finally turned it off. I felt tired, heavy, and unmotivated. I walked to the bathroom and looked at myself in the mirror. My reflection stared back, puffy eyes, messy hair, and a sad expression. For a long moment, I didn't move. Then I whispered to myself, Emma, what are you doing with your life? I had always told myself that tomorrow I would start exercising, tomorrow I would eat better, tomorrow I would change. But tomorrow never came. That morning, something felt different. I realized that if I didn't make a change soon, I would keep feeling unhappy. I wanted to feel proud of myself again. I wanted to feel alive AF or work that day. I walked home slowly, thinking about what I could do. As I turned the corner near my apartment building, I saw a new sign across the street. It said, Fitness Life Gym, open now. The big glass doors reflected the evening sunlight, and I could see people running on treadmills inside. They looked focused, strong, and confident. Something inside me whispered, go in. I hesitated. I had never been to a gym before. I was afraid people would stare at me or laugh because I didn't know what to do. But I took a deep breath and opened the door. The air inside smelled of fresh paint and clean floors. Music played softly in the background. Behind the front desk sat a friendly woman with a bright smile. Hello, she said. Welcome to Fitness Life Gym. Hi, I said shyly. I'd like to join. Of course, she replied cheerfully. She handed me some forms. We're happy to have you. You can start today if you like. I filled out the forms, paid for the membership, and got my new gym card. My hands were shaking a little. I was nervous, but also excited. Then the woman said, your first training session is free. Would you like to meet a personal trainer? I nodded quickly. Yes, please. She smiled again, picked up the phone, and made a call. Jake will be your trainer, she said. He's one of our best. I sat on a bench near the entrance, waiting. My heart was beating fast. A few minutes later, a tall man walked toward me. He had dark hair, brown eyes, and a kind smile. He looked confident but not intimidating. Hi, he said warmly. You must be Emma. I'm Jake, your personal trainer. I stood up quickly and almost dropped my water bottle. Hi, yes, I'm Emma. He smiled again, and for a moment, I forgot how to breathe. Jake asked, is this your first time at a gym? Yes, I admitted. I don't know anything about exercise. That's okay, he said kindly. Everyone starts somewhere. I'll help you. He showed me around the gym, the treadmills, the weight area, the yoga room, and even the smoothie bar. Everything looked shiny and new. Then he said, let's start with something simple. Jake taught me how to stretch, how to breathe properly, and how to use small weights. We did squats, push-ups, and some simple cardio. After just 10 minutes, my legs felt like jelly. Sweat ran down my face. Jake noticed and said, you're doing great, Emma. Don't worry about how fast you go. Just focus on your form. I smiled weakly. I'm trying. An hour later, I was completely exhausted. My whole body hurt, but in a strange way, I felt good, proud, even. Jake gave me a thumbs up. Same time next week? Yes, I said. I'll be here. I kept my promise. I came back the next week. And the week after that. Soon, I was going to the gym 3 times a week. Every session, Jake encouraged me. He corrected my posture, celebrated my progress, and made me laugh when I felt tired. We started talking more, not just about exercise, but about life. I learned that Jake loved fitness because it had once changed his own life. He used to be shy and insecure before he started training. He also told me about his dog, Max, a big golden retriever who loved peanut butter. One day he asked, do you have any pets? I said, no, but I love dogs. He smiled. Then you have to meet Max someday. My heart skipped a beat. Did he just invite me to meet his dog? Over the next few months, Jake and I became close. We joked, shared stories, and sometimes talked about our dreams. But something else started happening, something I tried to ignore. I began to have feelings for him. Every time he smiled at me, I felt warmth in my chest. Every time he said my name, my heart raced. But I told myself, he's your trainer, Emma. Don't be silly. Maybe he was just friendly. Maybe he was like that with everyone. So I kept my feelings to myself. One evening, I was running on the treadmill. I felt stronger than ever. I increased the speed and smiled proudly. But then my foot slipped. I lost my balance and fell hard. Pain shot through my ankle. "Emma!" Jake shouted. He ran to me immediately, kneeling beside me. His face was full of worry. "My ankle," I gasped. "It hurts." He carefully touched it. "It's swelling. We need to go to the hospital." Without hesitation, Jake picked me up in his arms. I was too shocked to speak. He carried me outside, put me gently into his car, and drove straight to the emergency room. At the hospital, the doctor said my ankle was badly sprained. "You'll need to rest for 3 weeks," he said. 3 weeks. No gym. No Jake. I felt tears in my eyes. But Jake stayed beside me the whole time. He drove me home, helped me up the stairs, and said softly, "Rest well. I'll check on you tomorrow." Jake kept his promise. The next day, he came with food, magazines, and flowers. He said, "If you can't go to the gym will come to you." I laughed, even though my ankle still hurt. Every day after that, Jake visited. Sometimes we watched movies. Sometimes we just talked for hours. I learned about his childhood, his dreams, his fears. And I realized something. I wasn't just falling in love with Jake, I already loved him. But I was still too scared to tell him. 3 weeks later, my ankle was better. I went back to the gym, excited to return. But when I walked in, I saw boxes everywhere. The woman at the front desk looked sad. "The gym is closing," she said. "The owner can't pay the bills." My heart dropped. "What about Jake?" She sighed. "He's packing his things." I found him in his office, surrounded by boxes. He looked tired and disappointed. "I'm losing my job," he said quietly. "I don't know what I'll do next." I wanted to hug him, but I was afraid. So I just said, "I'm sorry, Jake." He smiled weakly. "It'll be okay." That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Jake, his kindness, his passion for fitness, his worry about the future. Suddenly, an idea came to me. The next morning, I called him. "Can you come over?" I asked. When he arrived, I said, "Jake, what if you start your own business? You could be a private personal trainer." He looked surprised. "Really? You think I could do that?" "Of course," I said. "You're great at what you do. You just need clients. I can help with the website and social media." Jake's eyes lit up. "Why would you help me so much?" I hesitated. "Because you're my friend." But inside, I knew it was much more than that. We worked together every day. We made a website called Jake's Fit Life. I designed the logo, wrote the descriptions, and posted photos of his training sessions. Soon, people started contacting him for personal sessions. Within a few months, he had 20 regular clients. The business growing fast, and Jake was happy again. But between us, something had changed. There was tension in the air, soft, unspoken, but real. Sometimes I caught him looking at me when he thought I wasn't watching. And sometimes, our hands brushed accidentally, and neither of us moved away. Still, neither of us spoke about what we really felt. One afternoon, a new client arrived, a beautiful woman named Sarah. She was confident, tall, and full of energy. She laughed at everything Jake said. She touched his arm often. I felt a strange ache in my chest. Later, I asked, "Who's Sarah?" Jake smiled. "She's a new client." But I could see the way she looked at him. She liked him. And maybe he liked her too. That night, I cried. I realized that if I kept silent, I might lose him forever. The next day, I couldn't hide my feelings. I was quiet, cold, distant. Jake noticed immediately. "Emma, are you okay?" "I'm fine," I said sharply. He looked hurt. That night, he sent me a message. "Emma, I don't know what happened today, but I'm sorry if I hurt you. You're important to me. Please tell me what's wrong." I wanted to reply. I typed, "I love you," but deleted it. The next morning, there was a knock on my door. It was Jake. "Seriously, Emma," he said softly, "we need to talk about us." "There is no us," I said quickly. "You have Sarah." "Sarah?" He looked confused. "She's just a client." I sighed. Then why does it feel like I'm losing you? He took a deep breath. Please, just tell me the truth. I couldn't hold it anymore. Tears filled my eyes. Fine, I said. I have feelings for you, Jake. Real feelings. I've had them since the first day I met you. I love you. But you don't feel the same, and I can't pretend anymore. Jake stared at me, shocked, silent. Then suddenly, he laughed softly, a happy, disbelieving laugh. Emma, he said, I've been in love with you for months. I just didn't think you felt the same. I thought you only saw me as your trainer. He stepped closer, his voice gentle. You're the most amazing woman I've ever met. Tears rolled down my cheeks. You love me. He smiled. So much. And then, he kissed me. It was soft, warm, perfect, everything I had dreamed of. After that day, everything changed. Jake and I became a team in every way, in work, in love, in life. We worked side by side, growing his business. I handled the clients and messages, and he focused on training. Within a year, Jake's Fit Life became one of the most popular private fitness services in the city. We moved in together, adopted a dog named Rocky, and turned our small apartment into a cozy home filled with laughter, love, and protein shakes. I was healthier than ever. I ate better, exercised regularly, and felt confident for the first time in my life. Every morning, I woke up next to the man who once taught me how to do a squat and now taught me how to love fearlessly. One sunny Sunday morning, Jake and I walked through Central Park. The leaves danced in the breeze, and Rocky ran ahead chasing a stick. Jake suddenly stopped walking. He turned to me and said, Emma, do you remember your first day at the gym? I laughed. Of course. I could barely do 5 push-ups. He smiled. And look at you now, strong, confident, amazing. Then he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small box. My heart started to race. He opened it slowly. Inside was a beautiful silver ring. Emma, he said softly, you changed my life. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. You helped me build everything I have. You're my best friend, my love, my forever. Will you marry me? Tears filled my eyes. I couldn't stop smiling. Yes, I shouted. Yes, yes, yes. Jake slipped the ring onto my finger, lifted me up, and spun me around as people nearby clapped and cheered. I looked at him and whispered, I joined a gym to get healthy, but I found so much more. He kissed